What's up, Mystic Manifesting family? Nick with Mystic Manifesting here, and we're going to talk about inner conversations, which I don't think I've ever done a video on inner conversations. So I'm very thankful to the person in the Discord who brought this up. I always say inner conversation, and I feel like it's very self explanatory. Oh, just go talk to your SP. But he included some questions and some comments and concerns and whatever else, whatever whatnots that come with it. So I figured I'll talk a little bit about that inner conversations. So we're always having inner conversations if you think about it. And I will say this part too, that it's very easy to have a negative inner conversation and not even realize that you just had one. We want to switch our minds that you have a positive inner conversation and not even realize it, because that just shows your mind is so impressed that with positivity that no matter what you do, you're moving right into that positive spiral all the time versus fearing that negative spiral you might fall down. So let's talk about inner conversations. Now, as all good things on this channel and most things around here turn out to be, this is involving an SP. So we're going to go with that example again, but it does apply in other areas. I use this one on horrible bosses, which I seem to run into quite frequently. Maybe that's a limiting belief, but I've dealt with a lot of that. And you use the inner conversation. I have a success story on it right now where I had this guy, he is a dickhead, but didn't give me no problems for months because I just had the assumption he didn't want nothing to do with me. He's lazy. He don't even care. Um, he's uneasy around me. He just respects me, stays away. Well, I started having inner arguments with him when I saw how he disrespected somebody else. I'm like, if he ever gets in my face, I'm bringing this up. And then I'm like, I'm at the gym thinking that. It's like, hold on. So it happened the one day, it's like at my afternoon workout. And I'm like, no. I come back home. I didn't have any videos or nothing I could really focus on to keep my mind busy. So while I'm sitting and watching TV and making my meals, I'm arguing with this guy again. I catch myself, stop arguing with them. What the fuck cares? I wake up arguing with him. And then I argue in my morning workout session. I get to work, and almost everything I argued about, he's giving me the setup to argue. And I'm like, hold back, hold back. I don't react. I don't react to the 3D because reacting to it, knowing that I just brought this about through my inner conversations and arguments, that I shouldn't react to it because that will give me more feedback from the 3D to think about and process with, oh, I should have said this and I should have said that. I just say your piece. I'm gonna stay quiet. I have stuff I could say, but then it's like, because I already know now, even though by saying nothing, I'm going to say, oh, you should have said this, you should have said this. Nope, let it go. Because wherever energy goes, wherever attention goes, your energy flows. I'm not giving him that energy. He's getting energy now because I'm telling the story. But the next, it was like, this was a couple of days ago, and then yesterday, now it's the nighttime, I had a inner conversation with him. He's fucking me over on a certain event at work where it's like, you know what? I bless you. You go with love. There was the thing about when it came to overtime, taking my overtime and shit. So it's like, whatever. You take it. Go with God. You, God love you. Whatever. You need the money more than me, apparently. Um, and then when it bothered me here, it kind of bothered me. I'm gonna show you how the inner conversation works, but using a positive one versus a negative one. We're gonna use a work situation before we get into the SP stuff. So I said, you know what? I bless him. I forgive him. I forgive myself for those arguments. I forgive the situation. If you take all the overtime forever, you take it. I will make more doing this channel. I will make more doing my other channels. I will make more doing something else, or God will provide for me in another way where I don't need that little bit. Because at the end of the day, my goal was to increase my finances. That's why I go to a day job, to increase my finances. I don't have a passion for it. I don't want to work extra. So in a way, maybe the bad event was just removing me from doing extra work that I don't have to do. Because I said, and I used it in a complaint. So I took the energy of anger, but spun it with something positive. I said, you know what? Now, all angry to about 8 people, I said this. Fuck that guy. You know what? He needs the money more than me. He'll be a broke bitch for the rest of his life, scrimping and saving and going like a little fucking hermit crab, sneaking up, stealing, going just like a little bum forever. And he's almost at retirement. He's an old guy. Like, he's old. You've done it your entire life, and you'll do that all the way to the grave. Fuck you. And then I'm like, and I'll make 3 times that amount. I don't know how or when, but I'll make 3 times that amount, and I'll make more money than he's ever seen. And this was the argument I have. And it's like, I'm ranting this to people, and it's technically negative, and it's fueled by anger, but the subconscious doesn't play any jokes, right? Like I always say, it doesn't play around. I wind up selling something that it was inquired by a client that I'm working with, who I want to give him a shout out. I'm not going to say his name or anything, but thank you, brother. I appreciate you for this. He was asking about, like, doing more sessions down the road. You guys know when I talk about sessions, you don't need to get a coaching session. You could just watch the videos, but if you feel you need it, there are benefits and perks to it. But I'm not going to go into all that. He was like, "Oh, I want to do more sessions and stuff. Do you do like a monthly package? Because I guess other coaches do that." And I said, I scripted it out a long time ago. I charged $1,500 a month for it, but then I felt guilty charging that much because I felt like it was too much. But really, it's only like it covers each session, and then an extra $300 to have access to messaging me all throughout the day, whenever you need help. And he goes, "No, that's a good deal. Other coaches have done that." Or done similar things, but they charge way more, and that's actually a good price. So he's like, I want to buy that. I want to buy that package from you. So I wind up making that sale. That 1,500 is over 3 times what I would have made on that overtime, and I blessed the guy. Take your overtime, and for less work, because I don't consider this work. I have fun doing this. This is my passion. This is why sessions run over. Like, I had a client cancel, and I had his session. It's like I just gave him the extra time because it's like I like talking about this stuff, and I usually wind up making friends with you guys on it. So anyway, I'm way off the topic now, but I just thought that was a nice little success story to show inner argument, inner conversation, forgiving the situation, loving, blessing, boom. Put this motherfucker out of my radar, and right now with this video, here's me saying it. That is the last energy I'm giving him. The energy just goes towards me. And I said, you know what? Because he did it again today with my overtime. So I'm like, fuck this dude. And I'm like, and here's me telling it to however many people are watching. Fuck him. I'll make 3 times as much. All right, now go buy the session. Now, but the point of this is, do not argue with people in your mind, because it will play out. I'm a master at the fucking shower arguments. Man, those soap bottles, if they could talk, especially all the empty ones, they've been in there for a long time. They'll tell you about all this. I bitch everybody out. No one stands a chance in those arguments. And then I get back for my nighttime shower and I tell them, yeah, you know what? It really happened. I didn't say anything, but I thought it. Anyway, let me get back to the point of the video. If you stuck it out this long, this is why I love you guys, because you listen to me ramble, and I like to put a little bit of personality, pizzazz, like you're just hanging out with me on these videos. But let's go back to inner conversations, and let's get back to the guy who started this conversation in the Discord. He was saying it feels uncomfortable, it feels delusional. Is he doing it the right way? He feels he might be doing it wrong, etc., etc. So I've said this before in another video. If you feel that you're doing it wrong or you're fucking it up, then you are, because you are giving yourself permission to know and they believe that you're fucked it up and you're doing it wrong. So number one, say you're doing it right. And it turns out, actually, this guy broke down what he was doing. It's like, you've been doing it right the whole time. So if you're watching this, you have been doing it right the whole time. Let me tell you again, and I'm going to put this video, I'm send you this video on Discord too, and maybe even pull out a little clip. But you're doing it right. You said, let yourself know you're doing it right. And the way he described the inner conversations was amazing. And like, he listed out what he's doing, and almost I could give it to you verbatim. If I'm taking a walk or working out or going about my day, and I think about SP, or I see something that reminds me of SP, I tell her about it in my mind, and or I just start imagining holding her hand if I'm on a walk and we're walking together. It's an imaginal act technically, but still, if you use it as inner conversation, it's all just evidence to show that your subconscious is impressed. If you want to talk to SP, how much resistance do you feel? Can I just jump into a conversation that's positive, loving, and like taking place outside of the hurt? Usually, you jump into a conversation and it's like you want to scold them for whatever pain of the breakup there is. Instead of doing that, jump into I forgive you. You know what? It's all right. I understand why you may have done that. I know now everyone is you pushed out. I created that event. My fears did it. I've worked on becoming a better person. No, I've been working on being a better person too. And blah, 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 whatever. It will play out. Every inner conversation I ever had with Lily has played out. Every inner conversation I've had with my friends, not even trying to get anything out of it, but just like, oh, you know what? I got to talk about this and this and this. Next time I see them, and I'll forget about it. They bring something up and then sparks up that conversation. And sometimes they take place months or years down the road, but they happen. So everything, like, be careful with your thoughts. Where your thoughts go, what you think about, you energize and you realize it. Whatever you realize, you energize. So the more you're thinking about something, the more you're having that conversation, the likelihood of it playing out faster in your reality happens too. But don't sit there all day like, oh, I have to do this. I have to do so many more so it happens faster. And did it happen yet? Because now you're checking the 3D and now you're pushing it away because you're checking and you don't see it. So you say it's not here. And then you do that and then you feel like it's here. So it's like you're pulling the manifestation in, pushing it away, pulling it in, pushing it away. And then you might even get a full manifestation, but then throw it away because you didn't do any self concept. These inner conversations help with your self concept because you feel natural, you feel like you belong together, and you feel like everything's working out when you actually get them back into your life. The same thing, like even in the boss realm or the coworkers or starting a business, whatever it is, business partners, whatever you're working on, the more you have those inner conversations out of positivity and love and whatever, if a person pops in your head, you should just be having a loving conversation with them. Or if it's someone you don't want to deal with, it's just like, I wish you well. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with you anymore. I've removed my attention from you. I bless you. Go about your day. And I'm going to go about mine and I'm going to think about something else. What's a goal I have? What's a hobby I have? Let me put on a YouTube video to change let me go watch a Flex Entertainment weird comedy video to change my mentality. Let me go see what the Mystics up to. Something like that. You just change your mind or get your mind off someone that you don't want to deal with. But I know this is rambling. I'm all over. I tell that long ass story, but I mean that's just an example of how fast a negative inner conversation jumped into reality and how fast changing it overnight happened. It's not because I'm quote unquote the mystic. No, if I can do it, you can do it. I'm the same as you. I'm just a regular, average, everyday guy. Look, I still have a day job. I'm not this mega superstar. I'm saying this negative assumption, bad self-talk, but I'm using this as a motivational stance for you guys. I still have a day job. I'm not someone who's out here like, yes, I know all of this, and if you don't buy a coaching session with me, then you'll never have your desire. No, I'm telling you, if you just do what's in the videos, you can do it. The only point of all this coaching shit is if you need an extra helping hand. And yes, obviously, this is something I want to do full time, but and I actually through this success story, I wound up plugging my own shit. But the point is, you could do this shit on your own. And the reason I'm telling you that I'm a regular guy too is, I mean, look, I was living in my fucking parents' basement, chasing an SP that was 16 years older than me, that everybody told me I was out of her league and better than, and still getting rejected and failing and all this stuff like that, and and losing my group of friends, so I'm having no friends at the end, living in my parents' basement, failed actor, failed comedian, getting rejected by a girl I fell in love with after another horrible breakup and getting rejected, and all this stuff. It was just some guy who was down in the dumps who didn't give a shit about life, found out that about this stuff and like actually put it to the test and seen it work. So use that for motivation, guys. There's no, that's why I always say, if I could do it, you can do it. There's nothing special about me that's more special there's nothing more special in me that's more special than you. We're all equal and we're all in this together. We all just want the best life possible. And there's plenty of good and positive to go around for all of us. So with that, you guys can't fuck this up. You got this. It's all working out in your favor. And I love you very much. See you in the next one.